welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Where sports and culture connect. Good tagline, because that's what we're going to get into again today, in particular, the Indiana Fever's culture. Now, every person, I'm going to say 99.99999% of the people who have been on this earth for a significant amount of time knows what it is to go through adversity, to have something just smack you upside your head. Sometimes not literally and sometimes literally, but if you've been around for any length of time, you understand that adversity will come. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just keep breathing. Eventually, you'll figure it out because it doesn't escape any of us. And when you are in a family, on a job, on a team, when things are not going well, it will bring out all kinds of stuff. And sometimes it's stuff within you that you did not know was in there because you needed just the right or wrong, however you look at it, button to be pressed. And what's on the inside is going to manifest on the outside. That's why, just a little bit of a personal story. When my dad passed away, my two aunts, my dad's sisters, we had a situation where we were doing the funeral plans, and my father's death was unexpected. He was only 46 years old. We're doing the funeral plans, and then his two sisters begin to just go at it, say things that I didn't want to hear. My sister and I, my brothers, were just like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, we are supposed to be coming together at times of adversity. And we did come together. But in that moment, there was this definite friction. I had some words from my aunt later on when we were working on the obituary. This is what happens. And that's an extreme example, but it's really a prime example, because at a time like that, when you would think that people who love one another would come together and not have all the drama, very often it's the exact opposite, because pressure will reveal what's on the inside. Sometimes great times will reveal what's on the inside as well. And sometimes that's not good either. So when I think about the Indiana Fever, no, we're not talking about a death, right? Even though some of them have undergone that in their own lives this season, but even in the sense of the adversity of going to your job, because playing basketball is their job, and then you're seeing people around you just fall by the wayside. You came in with such great expectations. Now you know, and the front office, the coaching staff, the players, everyone, no one can anticipate the kind of adversity this team has faced. I've said it over and over and over again. And so you find yourself in a place where you're having to spend time with people and you're putting your energy into things and it's falling apart all around you. And you have to spend time with these people. And because the WNBA schedule is what it is constant time, not enough time of getting away and doing your own thing. That can be really, really difficult. So in a situation like that, it would be completely understandable if these players, if the whole organization were at each other's throats constantly, like, get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you. I can't stand you. When is the season over? Let's give up and go home. Let's pack it in. Nothing is working out right like we had planned. We're not seeing that with this Indiana Fever team. That's why I say this is a special team. This is a resilient team. And being able to stay together, even when adding new pieces, is just not something that happens by mistake. It is by design. It is a culture that has been cultivated. Now, I know we talked about this before. There's a whole lot of noise / nausea out there trying to pit one player against the other player and pit players against the coaches and all this stuff. But this team, if you keep your eyes on this team, you will see what this team is made of and why this team doesn't give up and why people who were not on the team can step into a situation that is not ideal at all and be accepted and find their place in everyone, whether they're playing a lot of minutes or whether they're not playing many minutes or whether they're not playing on that particular night at all. They are together and they all celebrate together. And we all know they have hurt together. It just speaks volume. So I have heard so many players, if not all of them, show us that this team is special and that the members of this team, all of them, are together, are a unit. I know sometimes people are looking, they're trying to find, oh, let me see what she says. She says, because that's going to fit, the narrative that they don't. Nonsense. If you're paying attention with a modicum of discernment and just listening and watching, you know that this team, these people are for one another. And the latest people who have told us this, because I'm hearing it and seeing it across the board, the latest two who have told us about the closeness of this team are Odyssey Sims in the post game after the game against the Sparks, and also Ariel Powers, who just signed another 7-day contract. And this is worth highlighting for this Indiana Fever team. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. We can learn so much from this team. Let's go to Odyssey Sims after the game against the Sparks. This is the Indiana Fever's post-game conference, but Scott Agnes had the clip on X, so let's go there.
These opportunities that you can't let slip away. You never know what tomorrow brings. You never know. You be on the team one day, go the next day. So just being able to come in and just stay ready, have my energy flow to my teammates, and just be positive. Like I said, I'm with a good group. Like from the coaching staff to the ownership to my teammates, like everybody is so genuine. Everybody pours into each other more than I've ever seen or any other team I've ever been on. And that speaks volumes, like for situations like this. It's not really about, oh, I want to shoot the last shot. Oh, we got to get the ball here. It's about making plays like Coach told us earlier today.
This is not the first time I've heard it said. This team has something I have never experienced on any other team. We heard this from Sophie Cunningham as well when she talked about this team. I've never been on a team like this. She talked about how, at another time, how this team has reignited her passion for the game. That's not easy to do. And for someone who wasn't there from the beginning to come in and say, I've never experienced anything like that. Resilience, absolutely resilient this team is. But more than that, they clearly care about one another, and they have created and embraced a culture that's enabling them to be resilient and to handle the adversity. Like I said, if they had never won another game, we're still seeing something worth discussing. So now we're going to take a look at something Ariel Powers said about the team. Remember, she recently joined the team. She was over in Turkey, got the call. You never know when your number is going to be called. And so let's hear what she said. She was answering fans' questions. And so we're going to go over to YouTube, to her YouTube account. And the title of this video is You Asked, I Answered.
What do I like best about the Fever? So for me, coming here, I think, now it didn't shock me, but it felt so refreshing when I first got here and Lexi added me into the group chat. Like the next day or that night, they used it as a group, like literally just talking junk, just like being funny, being silly, like actually talking to each other. And I can tell right off the bat, I'm like, oh, this team is going to be fun. They actually love each other and they with each other. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the one thing I love about them is how welcoming they've been to me. The girls have been really, really welcoming, whether it's me trying to learn the plays, whether it's asking me if I need anything off the court. It's really felt like a family atmosphere, and it's so crazy because I'm coming in at the end of the season, you know, and they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot of injuries, and to be able to still welcome girls like me, like Shay, like Odyssey, it shows a lot about each girl's character and the organization's character too, to have this group of girls. So I'm happy. If you were-
She used the term refreshing. Like, wow, this is pretty cool. Notice what she said. They added her to the chat. Lexi added her to the chat. They're talking, they're chilling, they're just having a good time. And this would be a team, like she said, it didn't have to be like this because they've been through so much. You're toward the end of the season and you invite these people in. But she said she knew right away they love each other. Like, this is going to be really cool. I guess that's rare around the league, or maybe it exists around the league, but I'm hearing from people that it generally doesn't look like this. I just have to shout it out because I think that is part of why they refuse to quit. I've heard people say things, I've read comments, just let it go, don't fight back, just tank, CC don't come back, all of those things. And I'm thinking, no, because you got your team that even through the hard times, they're standing with one another. They still believe in one another and they're going to support one another. And other people come in, they're right in the family, the same thing. So no, there is no quit, just like me. I know some people have said to me, like some of the members of the channel are like, I wish we had that confidence that you have. I'm wired to believe. I know there's a long road to be able to do what it is they said that they wanted to do. I still believe it's possible. But even if they fall short of that, because there's so much against them, so many things standing in the way, even if they don't get there, like to the highest of like, wow, they could do this, maybe, perhaps, maybe they'll just shock everybody. Even if that doesn't happen, I am still inspired by this team. And I can see why Caitlin Clark doesn't want to miss a game, whether home, whether on the road. I can see why Ari was on her scooter showing up at games. I could see why Sydney Colson had tears in her eyes when she did her podcast about her knee. Yeah, obviously, your knee, that's a problem. But even beyond that, there's a family spirit about this team. Let me tell you something. It is hard enough to stay together as a team, believe it or not, when you're winning. What I mean by that is, yeah, sure, it's easier to win than it is to lose. But I'm telling you, just because you're winning doesn't mean you have the kind of locker room you want to have. Because in some teams, when you're winning, it becomes not like Odyssey said, we're not worried about who's going to take this shot, who's going to get the last shot, we're just together in this. But even in winning teams, sometimes like, oh, whose name is going to be called and who's going to get the credit and why isn't this working for me and why because they're winning and everybody wants to be the one and all that. Sometimes that's the case. And so it can be hard to stick together and have a good culture even when you are succeeding. On the inside of that locker room, it can be like, oh my goodness, this is horrible. So imagine if that's hard sometimes. Imagine what it would be like when you're losing, but you built something and you've got a certain culture and character that says, we're together in this. We're walking through this together. It makes me want to cheer even more for the whole team. I've tuned out the noise. I listen to the players and I know what I see and hear. And this is something special. And it matters because sports are a microcosm of society. And I've learned a whole lot about a whole lot of people just through this season. It's been rather interesting. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.